long stare. He would just look at you, and he just mentioned to my son, and this is
Did he
what
yip a
my
lot?
son told me. Did he what, sir?
Did he yip a lot?
Yip? What do you mean, yip?
Make a sound going yip, yip, yip.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, he just told my son about a Draco Lich, and he said that this thing would be haunting the area. I have no clue. But, this bay, there's all kinds of these crazy stories that are coming off of the boatmen. These crazy stories are always too common, but it does make me wonder, because these crazy stories never deal with any kind of dragons or whatnot. He was a strange man, though. But no, he did not say yip, but he was spouting such a tale to my son.
You say anything about the eyes?
About an eyes? No, he
Dragon eyes.
was telling my son that his island village sheltered some kind of soul that I don't know. It just sounded too far, but it just sounded strange. It wasn't your typical, Sailor Moon Sea tale. But this man had seen something, with all kinds of these visions and whatnot. And then after that, after we got off the ferry, we passed several other points, and there were no other ferries that we could have taken, so we had to really take the long route around. I don't know. Maybe the man seen something. I don't know, but my son told me, and I just don't know. These tales of the Moon Sea sometimes are just a little far-fetched, if you ask me. I have never seen nothing in 20 years.
Well, everyone knows how sailors talk. Why don't you say we get to work?
All right.
I give Shed kind of a look while I do it.
All right.
All right.
So let's do a group strength check to see if we can get this thing up. He has another axle. He's got another wheel. The wheel's fine.
Does it look
it's
as
just the
though
axle.
can I do an inspection and kind of see what maybe the axle broke on? And did something get hit, or does it look malicious, or does it look as though just a haphazard break?
Give me an investigation check. And do you have a? You're.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Do you have the same bonus or what?
Yeah.
Still, that's a good roll. So, yeah, you can tell that this is just wear and tear. It just snapped. Doesn't look like it. You don't see any kind of saw marks or anything like that. Just wear and tear. The tire's fine. He's got the axle. He's got several axles actually, as any wagoneer would have, and all it needs is to be picked up to a certain height, so the axle can run through, and you're gonna have to reattach both wheels. But other than
So
that,
we do an athletics check.
yeah, you guys can all go ahead.
Does the axle appear to be broken in such a manner that I can repair it with a spell of mending?
Sure. I think mending would work for that, right? It's any wooden objects, right?
Pretty minor things, I think.
Anything less than 1 foot, no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Well, yeah, it's actually about. I would say it's probably about a 5 foot long axle. What was the wagon? Probably 5-6 foot wide, maybe 8 foot wide.
Did
Okay.
it snap in a certain spot, or?
Yeah, it just snapped in a certain spot. I mean, if you think about it, you could just mend that one spot together. Sure.
Yeah, so if we could rather than replace
the
the axle, we could pick it up and he could cast his
Yeah,
mending.
that would be pretty cool.
If we lifted it level, so made sure the axle was
Right.
straight, and then cast it.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
So I'll
I
be
like that.
lifting.
I'll help you lift as
Yeah,
well.
and as you guys are
Seriously,
discussing
mate.
this, Gilfron is just amazed. He's like, "Magic can fix my axle? That is astonishing." All right, so it looks like who all's lifting the wagon? All 5 of you, or what?
Marquez.
I think it's Kel and Marrakesh.
Only don't be standing on this thing playing your spoons. Get off if you are there.
You said athletics, right?
Yep, athletics or strength.
Don't you think I'm more useful to you playing some motivational music?
Actually, with athletics, there should be another +2 on that day on my roll.
Okay.
I'm standing by to do the mending cantrip.
Varus.
Yeah.
I try to lift and slip in the mud on my butt.
Oh, you do. You get just head to toe. I mean, you just get up and all you can see is eyes and teeth, man. You just fell face first right into a pool of mud.
I drag my scrawny 100-pound frame up there and try to help out as best I can.
Yeah, you do. But with all of you, you know, you're able to hold it up, you know, and then he puts like a horse under it, like a horsey, and not an actual one of his live horses, but a wooden horse, and he props it up, and you guys are able to set it down. So you're able to do your mending spell, right? Cantrip. You do your spell. You do it a couple times.
Yes.
You mend the axle. Everything appears to be good. You get it all lined up just perfectly. And he's just astonished. He goes, "Well, that was a lot of work. I've worked up an appetite. Are you guys ready to eat now?" He says, "Is it okay if we take it off this horse? Will the mending be okay? Are you really sure about this? Will it really hold?" And he just keeps asking, "Is this magic going to be good enough? Wow, this is amazing."
Should hold you just fine.
Okay. So you guys take it, lift the wagon back off of the horse, let it down, and you guys gather around the campfire, and his son starts giving you guys plates of rabbit and duck and a few dirty potatoes that were kind of sitting in the ashes cooking. So you guys are having a
greatly
pretty good
appreciated.
lunch, yeah. But this time there's a little bit of thunder that's starting to happen way off into the distance, and it seems the rain is kicking up just a little bit more now.
And it's this night that the attack's meant to happen, isn't it? Or is it
Do what
tomorrow
now?
night?
Yeah,
It's
we need to
this
get
night.
where we're going.
It's tonight where the attack's meant to happen, or is it tomorrow night?
I believe it was
Day
tonight.
2? Yeah, I believe
Yes,
it's.
Yeah.
we have 2
In the
days,
middle
I
of the
believe.
night, yeah. So you have like, what, a day and a half still?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are mowing down, and you know he just asks you guys where do all of you guys come from?
We've just come from Flan to kind of investigate what's been happening on these attacks that have been coming down the edge of the Moon Sea. Trying to work out what the situation is.
Do you live there in Flan?
We are currently residing in Flan, yes. I originally hail from Hillsfar, but we're
I
currently
love
residing in
Hillsfar.
Flan and helping Flan out and helping it rebuild itself.
Let's take a quick 5-minute break.
So I'd like to know as much as Gilfrun has heard of anything going on the north side of the Moon Sea. If he's heard anything more than a passing ferryman talking about a Dracolich or a burned village or an empty village.
Yeah, when you say that, his son's eyes light up. You know, they light up like headlights on a car. And he said he kind of leans over to his dad and he says, "Dad, did you tell him? Did you tell him?" He says, "Oh, I mentioned some of it, yes, son."
I
And
look at the Gilfrun, I said, or Gilmont, I said, "Tell us what, son. Share what you know."
yeah, we haven't seen really anyone over the last week. It's been a really spooky trip. I mean, I've only been traveling with my dad for maybe a couple of years ever since my ma died, but we haven't seen anybody on this trip. Wow, this lightning's getting pretty close too. We may have to climb into the wagon, Pop. But we haven't seen it. But we saw a village a couple days back. It was destroyed, and but the only people that we saw was the island ferry. It was a day back. We were trying to get around this really bad part of the Iron Road, and when we were going, I love boats, and I would love to be able to own a boat one day and drive it on the Moon Sea. That would be so great. Maybe one day, huh, Dad?
Focus, boy.
But anyways, Sorry about that. I was hanging out with the boatman up front, the driver of the boat, and he kept saying that he was worried about the storm coming in the next day or so, which would have been today. Wow, he was so good. He must be some kind of seer or something that can see into the future. But all he kept saying is he had this weird look on his face and talking about this storm coming, and then he started telling me about these crazy stories about this Draco-Lich that's going to be haunting the area. And he said he was going to, happen all along the Moon Sea and in all the bays and whatnot. And then my dad came, and I said, Dad, did you hear this story about the undead dragon? And my dad told me to go to the back of the boat, but it was just weird. But he kind of talks a little bit quieter, and he says, Dad, I didn't tell you this part, but when we were getting off the ferry, this merchant, it's like the thunder went away. Wow, we're like really lucky, aren't we? Oh, I just had to press the button again. There we go. It's back. So, as we were leaving the ferry, ooh, that was close. The boat taker, as he was helping the wagon come off, he made some kind of like strange digging like gesture with his I think it was his left hand, and he was like doing this digging gesture, sort of like pointing towards the ground. And I remember it was with his like his pinky and his forefinger. So all of you arcanic people, all of you anybody that specializes in magic, give me an intelligence check, and if you have arcana, you can do that. This would be for the casters, and drop it into the tower, please, if you guys want. All right, so everybody has arcana, huh? Nice.
I have it as part of Jack of all trades, so I don't know how that works.
Varus and Omi, both of you, you guys remember, especially with being with the temple and whatnot, and all kinds of meditating and healing and whatnot, as he says that, you guys remember, you would recognize this gesture as used in spells as part of like a somatic component. That this would mean that as you're pointing down towards the ground with your fingers, it's like a protection against creatures from other planes, whether it be undead or whatnot. So that's usually casting, like I said, it's like the somatic type of component that would be for using to cast any kind of protect against creatures.
That motion sounds like a kind of protection spell to me.
I agree.
Hey, it was pretty distinctive, as the kid told you.
But protection from what?
Creatures from the other planes.
From creatures from other planes, guys.
Because you would use that somatic component, but the verbal part could be different, whether it be undead or whatever. So he didn't hear anything. He just saw the motion and the gestures going down.
So maybe there is something to these ghost stories.
Yeah, somebody was protecting themselves. The ferryman was, anyway.
Or at least they thought so.
Yeah, the father looks over, Gilfriend says, I thought you told me everything, son. You should have told me all of that. He says, these are troubling times, son. If you know something, you need to speak up. That could mean the difference between life and death, son. This is
Listen to your father,
okay,
boy.
Dad. Okay, Dad. Okay. Boy, this roast duck sure is good, isn't it? My mom
Yes,
told
excellent cook, son.
My mommy told me how to cook. She taught me. My mommy.
There's no
Well, she
time.
did a
There's no time to
fine
act like
job,
that,
boy.
boy. These are tough times. Act the man. Your father will need the help.
Alright. You guys want to ask him anything else? Gilfron does want to get moved on. He wants to, now that the wagon is fixed, you guys have been eating and drinking. He starts to put things away. And in fact, he's not even really cleaning anything up. He just tells his son to, finish loading up the wagon. They're going to be on their way with a hurried pace towards Flan. And he thanks all of you. And Gilfrin says, "What do I owe thee? What do I owe all of you?" Somebody's doing feedback too.
I'm happy for just some tools and supplies to help out to rebuild the temple, but I don't know about my fellows here.
When you get to town, make sure and give Guard Burl the name of Markesh.
I will.
I'd like a 10-foot pole.
You can have a 10-foot pole. You're more than welcome.
Shen doesn't need anything.
I'll look through his carpenter's tools and see if he has anything that's useful that I can add to my bag.
Sure, he's got, basic wood tools and whatnot. Whatever you need, you can go ahead and take.
Get to Flan today. It's not safe. These roads are not safe.
He
Make it
kind
to
of looks
Flan
up.
today.
He kind of licks his thumb, sticks his thumb up into the air, feels the wind. He says, "I think we can make it by nightfall." And then he
Make sure
tells
you
you,
do.
Kalash, he says he'll deliver whatever extra lumber and wood, nails, anything like that. He'll deliver it to the temple. And
That'd
also
be great.
with some tools.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a safe journey back to Flan.
Well, as do I. And he starts to journey off, and then you can see that wheel is wobbling. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No, I'm just kidding. Yep. So he's off.
We didn't say it was a good mending spell.
Right?
But
No
it-
doubt.
But to get to Flan,
We just got some duck and rabbit for that mending spell. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I'd start gathering up my horse and encouraging everyone to do the same. We'd need to make it to this destination.
Yeah, we need to make
plenty
our
of
way
time
there.
to spare, so we need to make haste.
if we make a good time now, we might be able to get there before nightfall. And then we've got a whole day to prep and see what's happening before the reported attacks due.
The weather, is it still just, is it heavy raining now, or is it just light rain with a lot of thunder and lightning?
It's raining harder than what it was, but it's not quite a downpour. Not quite yet.
Which direction did the storm come from?
It just came from whatever direction you want it to come from.
Okay, so it's not coming from the direction we're going then.
Only
No.
if you say it is.
Only if you say it is.
No, I wanted to determine whether it's something to do with what we're going up against or anything.
Could be. It could be because remember the boatman did mention a storm, and it is now a day later from when it was mentioned, and it is storming. And like I said, the lightning wasn't apparent at first, but after time, as the sun come up, it is more overcast now. You can't even really barely see the sun anymore. And now it's starting, you can see lightning off into the distance in all directions, and you can hear the thunder. And it is raining harder, but it's not a torrential downpour or anything.
Okay.
All right.
So make a
Alright,
move.
guys. Let's hit the road. I'll play some traveling music for us.
Oh God, please don't.
Oh God, here we go.
Shen, Shen can sing. I'll play the spoons while Shen sings.
A merry sailor song?
Yep. You're a sailor. You should be able to hit the high seas.
Blow it up, Bob.
Oh, these maps fucking suck, man.
That was good. I like that.
All right, so we actually know where our destination is.
Yeah, this ferry,
They said it
the
was
ferry landing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
marked on the road. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you travel.
Any
east,
Raven?
So. Not yet. I'll let you know if the Raven shows up. That's for sure. I promise. I will let you know.
All right,
Alright.
so I think we need to head towards this spot and get there as soon as we're able to.
All right. All right, so it's raining. You guys are traveling along this now. You know, you're having to travel a little bit slower because of, you know, all of the puddles of mud and whatnot, the horsies and all that other good stuff. You know, you don't want them slipping and sliding around. So up ahead, you guys are starting to hear a very high pitch, sort of like a rustling off, you know, up into the bushes. I mean, it's actually what catches your attention is the yipping sound. It's like a yip 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 yip, and then you start to see
That
these
crazy bastard follow us.
Yeah. Well, the roadside brushes are starting to, you know, move and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, a wolf pup runs out into the middle of the road in front of you. And then it's followed by another wolf pup and another one, and they're all tackling each other and having a good time in the mud and in the water. And then, as you guys are approaching, and I'm going to give you guys the map. Here it is here. As you guys are getting a little bit closer, I'm going to put, we'll say the wolves will be right here where this, they're playing right around in this area here. Now I'll put all you guys here on the map, and these do represent you being on horseback as well, so.
Did you guys hear that?
Oh yeah, you guys can see
can
these.
see
I mean,
'em.
they're about 25 feet up, 25 feet up on you. And it was a very loud yip, and you could even hear this over the, even over the thunder, over the, you guys are probably about, so you guys are probably about right here or so. Ugh, come on. Probably about right here or so. I know where this 15-foot line is. You guys see the wolves, and then all of a sudden, a louder growl starts to resonate from the rear behind you. I mean, a much, much louder growling. And all of a sudden, you see a wolf start to emerge out of the bush. And this wolf looks like this, and I'm going to give you an image. Of course, there's no image for this.
That's a big wolf.
It is. Let me find an image for you. There may not be. So basically what this wolf looks like, it is rather large. It is about, probably from head to tail, probably about 7-8 feet. This thing has cartilage sticking out of its neck, out of its back. It has glowing red eyes, and it's growling at you. And it looks like it's going to pounce and attack. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative, because to the north of you, on both on the left and the right on the road, the bushes are really trembling hard, and you can start to hear more of these growls as well.
Looks like a bit of an ambush, boys.
Yeah, and the little, these little pups that were yipping, all of a sudden they start to yelp, "Yeep, yeep, yeep," and they run off behind the bushes. All right, so you guys are rolling. All right, the other wolves appear. Marcus, you're up first.
Yeah, I need to get off the horse for sure. Will that take some movement of mine?
That would take an action. We don't do mounted stuff very often, but I believe
right.
in the player's handbook it is an action to get off. Let me double check that. I wanted to read up on mounted combat again in 5e because I don't use it that much. But I've just been so under the weather, I just passed my mind. So you can go ahead and you can get off for an action, and
Yep.
if it's not an action, I'll reward you with something next round.
No, you're good. I will definitely get off with an action and slap the backside of my horse to run to the south or away from where we're at.
Apparently, once during your movement, you can mount a creature that is within 5 foot of you or dismount. Doing so costs the amount of movement equal to half your speed.
So that it doesn't take the action; it just takes movement.
Half
movement?
your speed of
Okay.
movement to mount.
So it's like coming up from being prone, I
Yeah,
suppose. Then.
that's good. I like that, and I like that more than being an action. So
You must spend 15 feet of movement to mount a horse. Therefore, you can't mount if you don't have 15 foot of movement left.
all right, so
When the speed is
yeah, it's
zero.
like standing up. Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's good. It's all right. You get off your horse. You have half your movement left. What say you,
Yeah.
Markish?
So as a bonus action, I'd like to slap the horse on the butt to have him run to the south, away from the battle,
Sure.
away from the
Okay.
dire wolves. So I don't really want to pay for that.
Okay.
And then, did you want to lock these or no?
Unfortunately, your horse gets lost.
Well,
Have to chase
Right.
him down.
then I will move there with the rest of my movement and take a defensive position.
Okay. Sure. The defense
Shields
action.
out. Yeah, yep. Shields out. Defense action.
Shields
it's-
up, number one.
And
All right.
that will be my turn. I'll
Okay,
turn it.
very good. Let's move it down to Shen. So Shen, you're ready to go?
Shin will dismount as well and send his horse off, and then cast. As I see Markesh move towards the wolf closest to us, I will cast Sacred Flame on that wolf.
Emperor Grennar, thank you so much for hosting. I appreciate it. All right. The wolf was actually successful with its dexterity saving throw. Thank you so much for the follow as well.
It's the rain. I blame the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
You beat me to it, blame. Was that Milli Vanilli?
Yes,
I can't
it
remember.
was.
Yeah, the old lip syncers. I love it. All right, so I've got mounted combat up there. If anybody's gonna use it or anything, there's really not much to mounted combat in 5e. So
I don't think these were really war horses either. So
no, definitely not. Okay, so looks like Shen, you've cast. Nothing else is gonna happen. Let's pass it on to the wolves, shall we? Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. I might play that song later tonight. That's a good one. Okay, so the first one, the mother wolf, the matriarch. This thing is huge. This thing is going to run up, let's see, 10, 15, 20, 25. Got plenty of room. It's going to turn towards Omi, and it is going to bite you as it snaps at you. And it misses with a 12. Wow, that font is so awesome, isn't it? Thank you, Lord Gwydolin, for doing this, man. Holy shit, this is an awesome font. All right, so the next wolf moves up and is going to attack Varys. Let's see, let's attack. I pick on Varys way too much. But Varys, you are in the worst position, so I swear. All right,
You put me there.
well, you could have moved. I just put him up there. You could have moved him around. I don't know. You don't care that.
We went in. You moved us there, and then we went into combat.
I usually say put them wherever you want in that area, but I just didn't. I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to attack you anyway. So we're going to attack Markish.
Oh, it don't matter.